When I first had children, I was young and I did have a difficult time balancing work and family life. Work was my priority and I relied mostly on my family members. Number 2, as of right now, I am currently unemployed and looking for employment. My husband, Ro, has always been supportive and we've been married for a year now. If I was working, he would be supportive and would be okay with childcare, and if I do need help around the house, he would be available and get things done right away. Number 3, when I was single and working full time, I did felt the pressure to be a stay-at-home mom. The reason why I felt this type of pressure because I was surrounded by these type of people. I wanted to have the life that they were living because they didn't have to work so hard and they were able to spend more time with their children compared to what I had to do because I had to work and make sure I make enough to pay for rent and food on the table. So my son was spending from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening at school while I work. Number 4, I have felt many times when I did work that my workplace would frown upon me if I left early or expressed that my family is a major priority. The reason why I felt this way because my manager many times had expressed verbally saying things like, I won't have no one to answer the phone, who will do this, who will do that, the work's going to get piled and I need to get this done and things like that. So I would have to put work first because of this. So before I got married and as a single parent, I did have trouble balancing the two with my firstborn. My priorities then wasn't straight and I was too focused on school, working, and hanging out with friends. And like I said, number 1, I basically left my firstborn with my mom and family to be looked after. Number 6, I feel the pressure and expectation placed upon me would be different if I was a man. It would be expected of me to step up to the plate and take care of my children and support the woman who gave birth to our children. I would work extra harder and make sure we still have a roof over our head and food on the table. And basically the pressure would be staying financially stable and thinking for the future. Number 7, I have tried moving up in my position of work, and no, I did not felt discouraged from moving up because of my family responsibility. I felt that if I could move up in my position of work, I would feel better about myself because of the fact that I can provide more for my family and worry less. Number 8, I haven't been in a situation where I felt pressure to work twice as hard to prove myself in a man's workplace yet. But I once worked for a woman-owned business before, and I did felt pressure to work twice as hard to prove myself that I was a serious team player. And I felt in order for me to show myself and show others that I can do the job is by putting myself out there and making myself available and open to learning new things and cross-training. I did end up getting the recognition and major perks for this, and it was a great feeling. Number 9, I haven't had anyone question my abilities to juggle it all. It just never crossed their mind, or I didn't give them a reason to question it. On the outside, people are amazed at how I did as a single parent because the women I associate with were married and stayed home. The husbands who worked respected me because I was a single mom who did it all. But reality on the inside, it was a struggle because it wasn't what I wanted. Hiring help versus not help. I don't quite get this question, but if I were to choose, I would not hire help because as I gotten older and learned the hard way, I did mostly everything on my own to find work and provide for my son, to get a place of my own and make sure there's a roof under our heads, and enrolled him in school so he can get an education while I work was something that I did on my own without anyone's help. It was my responsibility and it was time to grow up.